Rutledge for Virginia State Senate District 18. And the first thing I'd like to say to Roger Thacker and his family, your entire family is in our prayers as you go through surgery this Friday, and we wish you well and a speedy recovery, as well as many Virginians across this great Commonwealth that is going through any kind of medical procedure or anything that they need prayer for. Now, I was watching just a few minutes ago the work session between the Portsmouth City Council and, of course, with the Portsmouth Redevelopment Housing Authority and a request for $1.2 million for additional funding for projects that they have coming up. Now, during this public work session, there was a back and forth between Whitaker and Glover, which had Glover, which is the mayor, remove Councilmember Whitaker for questioning some of the practices and policies of the Portsmouth Redevelopment Housing Authority, and also questioning how a parcel of property got sold for $300,000 to the Portsmouth Redevelopment Housing Authority, and then all of a sudden, a private developer buys that same property for $700,000 2 weeks later, and it showed to most people in the room, I would hope, including Barnes, that there's something up here. How would these two know so well what was going to happen? It looked like the property was sold to avoid real estate taxes or property taxes that the city would be owed. And of course, given a break to not only that the property was valued a lot higher, not valued a lot higher, a lot lower when it was assessed, and then also for a private developer to pay almost $400,000 above market price, it does cause anybody to be suspicious. I was fully in support of Whitaker asking for the financials as well as the rest of the council members. What I was concerned about is the fact that council members was making a decision based off of not having the financials. I'm like this about it. You have a chance to assess $1 million decision. I think you should take as much time as necessary to make sure all the questions is answered, so you can make a more informed decision. I think what Portsmouth Mayor Glover and some of his colleagues are doing is correct by Whitaker. Y'all acting very emotional, and we need to start handling business. And for anybody to say, I don't need the information, I don't need that. Yo, it's not your $1 million, it's the taxpayers' $1 million, Mayor Glover. Because when y'all make these type of decisions, and you got one council member saying there's more money here by hundreds of thousands of dollars, I would feel that you would want to know where that's at so you can apply that funding towards helping decrease the burden on the taxpayers. And we cannot keep making these type of decisions where we don't have the necessary information to make informed decisions. This is why the city of Portsmouth in my District 18 is running wrong. I don't think people really got the common sense that is really behind making decisions. And these are the leaders there. I'm like, have $1 million of my money. I'm asking some questions, and I find something funny. More than likely, I'm backing out the deal because that's $1 million of my money. If people treated the city's money like it was their money, you would be asking the same questions that Whitaker was asking and Barnes was asking. I don't have to agree with them all the time, but when somebody makes the right call and also has me asking the same questions, I agree with you. You should not be removed for asking very relevant questions. Had I been on the Portsmouth City Council, I would have walked out with Whitaker and said exactly to Mayor Glover, I stand with him about knowing the financials and knowing exactly what the city and my district or my area where I represent is getting themselves into, because they pay the price when we get this wrong. And it's about time we start finding the money instead of giving it away. Because taxpayers are tired of waking up to a new tax bill a lot higher from the year before, and they finding out it comes from lawsuits and decisions made without people even checking the paperwork. Do you turn in your test without double checking your answers or trying to make sure the answers is close to being right? That's the same thing. Basic fundamentals that is being ignored, and that's why the city is in the mess that it is in. That's why you need solid, sound leadership to keep the district moving forward responsibly, because we can't keep asking private citizens to bail us out of our incompetent decisions. And that's exactly what they were trying to tell Portsmouth citizens. We don't even check things out. We just give the money away. And why don't you tell them we are giving away your money? All we doing is making sure we decide on where it goes. And Mayor Glover should be ashamed of himself. He needs to apologize to Mr. Whitaker and Barnes. If you're wrong, you're just wrong. This ain't about Democrat or Republican. I would expect those who are being responsible to check that out. You can save the other battles for later. But at that time period, when you're representing everybody's money in that city, you got to check that stuff out. And I'm not kicking out that person who's asking me to do a job that I should do anyway. It's just like somebody saying, everybody read the contract. I guarantee you pass that contract around the room, it's going to be somebody who finds something out on that contract that you should know, or what you had known, you either would have signed or you would have rejected that deal. That's right. You have to make sure you treat yourself, what you represent, and the people backing you to know that you are going to make the best decision possible by having all the information that's necessary, not information that's going to continue to lead the city down the path it's going in, and it's going over a cliff where the city will never be the city again. It's only going to be history of mistakes that the city could have prevented. And Merle Rutledge stands with Portsmouth. It stands for doing the right thing, regardless of political party. And I'm still a Republican and a conservative that pays more attention to what's going on in my citizens' lives than worrying about what's going on and at least having temper tantrums. God bless you, and God bless America.